Shalom, 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 and once again, shalom. This is Doc Hertz of God's Vision Ministry. Give me a moment here. Let's see, made it change to June 10th. Okay, let me hit this real quick. I'm going to talk about, you see, we're talking about uh the Eagles game that was played, and it's saying Eagles don't panic. That's what I want to talk about. For those of you who are following me on my Facebook page, my main Facebook page, I want you to know that even though we're on there, I'll be switching over to my D Hertz page, my Birds of a Feather page, and my other page on YouTube. So the reason I'm basically coming on this is to let you know that I will be signing out and talking about sports and this particular event of the Eagles playing the Monday night game. I will be talking about it on my other pages. So this is just to let you know that you can either click on, because as I'm doing this live, the this broadcast will be on my YouTube pages. So therefore you can go over and click on it as we talk sports, or as I talk sports, and give you my viewpoint of it. So for right now, those who are on Facebook, I'm going to be signing off, and I'm going to be exclusively talking on my YouTube pages. So we'll see you in a little while. Okay, right now we're exclusively on the YouTube page, and this is where I want to just talk about what is going on with the Philadelphia Eagles and what is everyone so up in an uproar about. And let's bring things into another perspective for a moment. Last year there was a Super Bowl, and in that Super Bowl was who is considered the number one best quarterback in the NFL, and that would be Patrick Mahomes, on a great consistency. Amen. He's won 3 Super Bowls, and he was in the Super Bowl, and they were going for a trifecta when they played against Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles. Well, many of you know that in that game, the Philadelphia Eagles won. So, therefore, since they won that game and Jalen was the MVP of it, uh, and we're the defending champions, people tend to forget, if we look at what's going on right now when the Eagles are at 8 wins and 5 losses. They're at the top of their division currently. And where are the Kansas City Chiefs, who played in that same finals? Basically, they are maybe one little step or breath, or they almost basically eliminated from even making the playoffs. So why am I bringing that up? I'm bringing that up because you got to see in the progression of things how well they are still doing. And it's not over with by a long shot. And if you don't have any idea, if you think it's over, you have no idea about the type of person Jalen Hurts is. You're going to see. Jalen Hurts is going to go back in the laboratory, work on those things that he needs to sharpen up on. He's going to improve on them, and with that is going to come the whole shaping of the team. They're going to coalesce. They're going to come together, and you watch and see the talent level of the players is going to come together, and they're going to will themselves to a playoff and possibly another Super Bowl victory. And you just gotta, see what's happening. And it's because many of you don't really know who's at the helm. And I know who's at the helm, amen. And I'm not talking about I'll just say Jalen Hurts. But believe me, he's not through by a long shot. If you look at some of the plays, the play selection, and even though, think about this, with 4 turnovers, basically four interceptions, I believe, and 1 fumble. They say this is the worst Jalen passing ratings at 39. The worst game he's ever played. Now, let's say we grant you that this was the worst game he's ever played, the most horrible that they've ever been. Did you ever think that this was a game that went into overtime and they lost by 3 points? Who plays their worst game, their worst output, and only lose in an overtime game only about 3 points? And basically their records when they went into the game, they both were 8 wins and 4 losses. So basically they were pretty much almost evenly matched as far as win-loss record. So you don't see that. And you don't realize that this is the worst that probably going to ever happen. What do you think is going to do when they start hitting on all 8, 12, 16 cylinders? Because you're going to be surprised of what they got. They got a whole lot more. They were out of Jalen Carter on the defense. He wasn't even in the game. You had the guy who defends on the offense, Lane Johnson. He wasn't in the game. And I'm telling you, you haven't seen nothing yet. Yes, they had 10-day layoff, but do you even realize that with their schedule, they probably had the only schedule where they did not have a back-to-back home game, meaning that they never played a game where they were away and played at home twice. They were constantly on the road, coming back on the road. And they have one of the best on the road records in the NFL. So with teams like Dallas, who has a 20-2 winning record at home, meaning that if you look at it, you say when they play home games, they're almost unbeatable regardless. And they've had 12 win seasons consistently for the last 4 years, even though they don't make the playoffs. They haven't made the playoffs in a while. And when they do, they're out in the first round. So what I'm telling you, don't get too excited with all of this talk and all of this stuff. Replace Jalen. Let me tell you something. You think if you replace Jalen, don't let people fool you. How many teams you think will want him as a quarterback? Oh, he can't throw a ball. Oh, he can't do this. And now you're saying Jalen, he needs to run. Well, for the last 3-4 years, you've been saying Jalen shouldn't run so much. Now you're saying, Jalen, you need to run. Now, Saquon Barkley. Now Saquon Barkley can't run. Throw it to the receivers. Oh, the receivers can't catch. What you going to do? Stop panicking. People are watching your game. They're trying to capitalize. You have a target on your back. Everybody is watching every move that they do. And they've been doing it for the last 2 years. And especially last year, everybody's watching you. And they're coming at you with a vengeance. And it's hard for a team to repeat as Super Bowl champions or even contenders because all eyes on you. They're going to look at every weakness you got. And right now, we're still head of the division, and we're going to the playoffs. And guess what's going to happen? We're playing teams, I think, who has we're playing 3 teams basically, and one of them twice. And I believe that I believe it's the Raiders. I could look it up and see how many games that the Raiders have won. I think maybe they've only won. I would just say this off the top of my head. I believe they've only won 2 games, and they're going to play them this coming Sunday. They won 2 games. You really think? Huh. Okay, then they're going to play the Commanders without their quarterback and their tight end, and they've only won 3 games. Now, why am I saying this? And they got to play them twice. Don't fool yourself. All of those next games are going to do is going to tune up the Philadelphia Eagles to give them, it's going to be like a preseason game for them. Watch and see what I'm telling you. This is going to be preseason. The little things that they're messing up is going to give them an opportunity to win games. It's going to give them opportunity to shore up the things that they're not so, I would say, things that they aren't so good at yet. They're going to get their timing back. And then you're going to see something. That's when you're going to see them win. And then when they come on, they start winning. And then when everybody be on the bandwagon, then all of a sudden you're gonna hear the tune changing. There are some things that needs to be changed, and there's some big things need to be changed in the Eagle organization. And if you watch football carefully, and you know what they are. And I'm telling you, it's not your quarterback. It's not your quarterback. So watch and see. Don't panic. When you talk about no fly, Eagles fly, get ready. You know, you gotta realize that Jalen makes a statement. He said, "We're gonna learn. We're gonna learn from this." Some of you gonna you know what you're gonna take. All you're gonna do is take a loss. Yeah, you're gonna take a loss. Oh, this was a loss because that's what it is to you. It's a loss. But for those of us who know better, it's not a loss because we don't lose. We only learn. Yeah, we only get better. You know, it's not what you look at, but it's how you're looking at it. So we don't have lost lessons. We have learned lessons. And when we learn, we progress and we get better from the lessons that we learn. Yeah. Then we achieve. Then we thrive and we strive and we win in more ways than one. So, Eagles fans, calm down. Watch what the team's going to do. Let them coalesce and they're going to get better and they're going to win. With that, see you later. Shalom, shalom, and shalom.